These past few years, Apple has been creating its self-driving vehicle project with the codename Titan. The project is said to have over 5,000 engineers working on it, and new information has shown that Apple is currently negotiating with various electronic vehicle suppliers to develop the Apple Car. In this video, I will be looking at the Apple Car and Apple's entry into the automobile industry. Welcome to the Bulls and Bears channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content. Now let's go back to the video. Before the first iPhone went into the market, Apple was already talking about creating an Apple Car. In 2010, Steve Jobs had a meeting with the creator of the V vehicle, a light petroleum-powered car that used cheap materials that could be sold for only $14,000. Jobs saw incredible potential in the V vehicle because the glass fiber vehicle was 40% lighter than a normal vehicle, made of steel, and is also cheaper to produce by about 70%. However, Jobs decided to focus on bringing the iPhone to the market, which we all know to be Apple's most profitable product to date. After the success of the iPhone, Apple shifted its focus to creating the Apple Car again. In 2014, Apple began Project Titan to create a very interesting smart car that would be the best mobile device in the market. This would be revealed in February of 2015, when an obscure van borrowed by Apple was seen with a camera rig attached to it. A few days later, an undisclosed Apple employee gave an ominous warning to Elon Musk by saying that Project Titan would quote-unquote give Tesla a run for its money. This anonymous employee also explained that Tesla employees were heading to Apple because the project was too good to pass up. After a few weeks, Apple employed former Mercedes-Benz development and research executive Johan Jungwirth. After that hiring, the Wall Street Journal affirmed that Apple is not only focused on creating self-driving software for cars, but they are also developing an electric vehicle. This article leaked that Apple was developing an EV minivan and that the head of Project Titan, Steve Zadesky, was already given the go signal by Tim Cook to hire up to 1,000 employees. Apple then went ahead and met with different luxury car manufacturers like Magna Steyr. Magna's concept vehicle showed that Apple was attempting to create a smooth-looking SUV. This SUV was suggested to have a wide range of features. One feature that Apple was considering was having quiet motorized doors similar to that of a minivan sliding door, but could be operated using the user's own iPhone. Another feature that Apple was considering was using augmented reality in their vehicle displays. However, these features pale in comparison to the fact that Apple is considering using spherical wheels for their SUV. This particular feature is not different from what Audi presented in 2004 with their Audi RSQ idea. Having spherical wheels would be a very fascinating add-on feature to the Apple Car. However, it would also cost a lot of money. Goodyear presented their idea of spherical tires in 2016, around the time that Apple is planning to use spherical tires for their Apple Car. This made me believe that there is a partnership brewing between Apple and Goodyear for the Apple Car. Now, while Apple has a lot of insane aspirations, there were also a lot of internal challenges. The owner of the Momentum Stadium, Randy Iwasaki, mentioned that we had to sign a non-disclosure agreement with Apple. We can't tell you anything other than they've come in and they're interested. Aside from the Momentum Stadium, Apple is also suggested to be renting out a testing site in Arizona, identified as Route 14. At the time, Apple strengthened its partnership with Volkswagen to install its self-driving software into Volkswagen's T6 transporter vans. Now, that isn't to say that Apple has stopped developing its vehicle, because Apple is certainly continuing its idea to bring the Apple Car to life. In August 2018, new gossip surfaced about Apple developing an Apple Car. Ming Chi, a reliable source, said that Apple would release an EV in 2023. This was when the senior VP of engineering at Tesla, Doug Field, left Tesla to team up with Apple. After 3 months, Apple fired 200 employees from Project Titan. This was unsurprising because Doug Field was trying to restructure Project Titan towards the creation of the Apple car. At the time, it was clear that Apple was going to compete against Tesla, which caught Elon Musk's attention. While saying that the Apple car is a Tesla killer would not exactly be true, Elon Musk, however, still encourages the efforts of Apple in their electric vehicle technology and hopes that Apple does well. The automobile industry is big enough for more than one company to succeed, and if Apple or other car manufacturers can make a very compelling EV, Elon would be elated that his objective is completed. After all, Elon once said in one of his interviews, "So if somebody comes and makes a better electronic car than Tesla, and it's so much better than ours that we can't sell our cars, and we go bankrupt, I still think that's a good idea for the world." Since Apple's self-driving project was kept top secret, it's unsurprising that other players in the automotive industry would try and steal Apple's trade secrets. In February 2019, there was a German report that said that the Apple car is going to be an electric van. After 4 months, June 2019 to be exact, Apple purchased a self-driving startup that was attempting to create a self-driving shuttle called Drive AI. The German report in Apple's purchase of Drive AI points to the gossip that the Apple car is going to be some type of an electric van. Recently, there have been a ton of suggestions pointing to when and how the Apple car would look like. Current reports show that Apple already has a factory in the US, a plan for production, specs, and estimated technology needed for their Apple car. Apple has also supposedly begun discussions with a global supplier of electric vehicles. Additionally, the deployment for the Apple car has begun, according to TSMC, the Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company. Aside from all of this, Apple has also begun partnering with ST Microelectronics, which may be tied to the creation of a self-driving chip for the Apple car. In terms of Apple's car design, the supplier mentions that the Apple car looks similar to Tesla's current vehicles in the market. Looking back, this isn't surprising, since Apple has hired a lot of Tesla's engineers. In fact, Apple acquired the services of Steve McManus, the former Tesla engineering VP, to take charge of the interior and exterior design of the Apple car. The patents made by Apple also suggest some unique designs. An example would be the speculation that the Apple car would have a sunroof that would most likely be a large glass panel. The patents show that the sunroof might be multi-segmented and could be taken off using a sliding mechanism. Another feature described in Apple's patent is an anti-glare windshield that restricts areas of the windshield that is glare. It would block some sections of the windshield that is glare, while the rest of the windshield would be transparent. The most interesting part of the patent made by Apple is their smart seatbelt. It might sound absurd, but it could be one of the most useful features of the Apple car. Just imagine changing the music in your car by only tapping a button on your seatbelt. This would be advantageous if connected to the current Apple ecosystem. Also, Apple might add illuminated seats that tell you how to sit in a comfortable position or tell you to put on your seatbelt. At this point, the Apple car might seem either pointless or revolutionary. But that's not all they're planning. The patents for the Apple car's passenger door show that the car might have doors that slide from the outside to the inside. In my opinion, it doesn't seem practical because it would take a huge amount of space. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. To make the production of Apple car faster, Apple has stated that they will likely purchase or partner up with battery suppliers to create self-made batteries. Since Apple is looking to develop the Apple car at scale, Apple will announce a lot of suppliers in 2021. The scaled production of the Apple car is most likely plausible in 2024 or 2025, which is, quite frankly, disappointing, because it was expected that the Apple car is going to be mass-produced in 2020 or 2021. This is most likely due to the Apple engineers overestimating the time to scale the car's production and overestimating the time to create the self-driving software for the Apple car. What do you think about the Apple car? Do you think that Apple has a chance to succeed in the electronic vehicle industry? Or do you think that Apple will fail miserably in this venture? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, click on the notification bell to be updated on our new videos. See you in our next video!